Geffen Records presents Skylarking. Greetings, this is George Gimarc, and this hour we'll be spending some time with XTC talking about their 8th album, Skylarking. This marks the band's first ever sessions recorded in America, and we'll be speaking with Andy Partridge, as well as the LP's producer Todd Rundgren. On Skylarking, the band retains their lineup as a trio: Andy Partridge, Colin Moulding, and Dave Gregory. Now, since they haven't toured in over 5 years, they utilize a drummer only when recording, and percussion on Skylarking is handled very ably by Prairie Prince, ex-member of the Tubes. So, let's begin with Side 1, Track 1. It's Summer's Cauldron from XTC's latest album, Skylarking.
Drowning here in summer's cauldron.
Well, the two songs you heard just there, the first one was called Summer's Cauldron. Pretty summery experience, I think you'll find. And it actually went into a song called Grass, which was a song that Colin wrote, the bass player. And Todd, the producer, said, Todd Rundgren said that we should actually put these two songs together and sort of like re-Siamese twins them, you know, as opposed to cutting Siamese twins apart. We should actually put two songs together and kind of learn them as one song, sort of back to back. You know, there wasn't any editing involved. We actually played the two songs. They sort of ran into each other, so we joined them and made them one long song, Summer's Cauldron Grass. And all those rhythmic chirpings and things, they were just the technically minded here. What we did is get like a computer to set up a rhythm pattern, like, you know, dum dum da dum 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 dum, this sort of thing. And then we took samples of tweeting birds and buzzing insects and stuff, and used those as the main rhythm track of the song of Summer's Cauldron, and they spill over a little into Grass. So if you were sat home there wondering how we taught those crickets to chirrup in time, I'll save you a little brain juice. But 'twere great fun to do that. Track 3 is called The Meeting Place. Place Place, not the fish. It's nothing to do with greeting fish. Well, it could be. You'd be surprised what people read into our lyrics. So there, for the person who wants to look into the song, is actually, it's all about meeting fish. Another of Colin's songs, this one, and this is a song of lust amongst the rust. It's a kind of, I mean, it's a thing about dens and personal, private places to go and frolic. It's like, you know, a personal place to meet somebody. It needn't be anywhere spectacular, just anywhere, under a certain bunch of leaves somewhere. I'll see you at such and such. You know, it might just be anything, like a tree stump or some barbed wire or a dingy cafe that only serves spam or whatever. But you have to listen closely to the lyrics if you can hear them amongst the steam and the pressing machines going in the background. The mechanical rhythm track as opposed to the natural rhythm track of the first song. This one is mechanical things like steam hammers and lathes and stuff like this, which we put in, edited into rhythm. You see, it goes clonk, clonk, clonk. Yes, that's really Supergirl. If there's anyone out there that works for DC Comics, it's not at all to do with Supergirl, so you mustn't sue us. It's to do with the soup. Yes, soup, that's what it's to do with. Supergirl, S-O-U-P-E-R, Supergirl. She is actually a wonderful being from another galaxy that has this mystic power over soup. I lie. I've got to think how we can get away without being sued. Any case, that's really Supergirl was. I occasionally do this. One of those tracks which I wrote, and I thought, oh yeah, this is really good. It'd make a great single. And then I hated it. It's got like I did it, and then I'd put it away for ages and ages, and thought, oh god, this is awful. And Todd picked the track out and said, I really like this. I think this ought to be a single. Well, consequently, it hasn't been Virgin in England. I don't think Geffen in the States have said, hey, this is make a really good single, but we actually did it. You know, he persuaded me to do it, and I said, I really don't like this track and all that. And I'm getting used to it now. I'm actually getting quite to like it. So it's a case of I thought of it, and then this baby, you know, fell out of favour with me, and then we actually put it onto tape, and it's growing on me again. So that happens occasionally. That's a case of this, but it's all to do with soup.
I can't hold you now.
Yes, this is a track called Ballet for a Rainy Day. I mean, when you live in England, one of the things you talk about all the time is weather. I mean, you can go out and you can meet total stranger in the street, and the big thing is, you know, what a lovely day, and it looks as though it might cloud up later. You know, always on the TV is weather report after weather report, and we're weather maniacs, weather crazies over here. Yeah, you'll have right now it looks as though, you know, it looks pretty thundery out there. I mean, 5 minutes ago it was blazing hot sunshine, and you were covering your head up with an envelope to try and stop the sun burning your head. I mean, 5 more minutes time we could have hurricane or whatever, or maybe a little snow. You know, I mean, you just can't get fed up with the weather in England because you get great choice. It's magazine style weather, browsing conscious weather. But I wrote 2 rain songs, and it was suggested that we tie these songs together, so that, again, they form another set of musical Siamese twins. The first track's called Ballet for a Rainy Day, and this is a song that's kind of, it's a bit like painting on a rainy day, and, you know, like scrubbing water all over your picture and making the colours run, and people running out of the rain in the street, and fruit getting wetter on the stalls, you know, in the fruit. Oh, you'll get the message.
Orange and lemon raincoats.
Well, that was 1,000 Umbrellas, which you might have noticed is just like acoustic guitar and string section. Yeah, now what did the others do on that track? Now they were, I think Colin's doing just a little backing vocal on there. And Dave was prodded into doing more backing vocal on this album than ever before. We just bought a longer, more pointed stick, you know, so we get in there and sing this. But yeah, they were kind of sort of absent on this one. What we did was we felt the song should stay rather lonely, and it should have this kind of cheesy baroque sort of feel. And there's a great string arrangement that Dave knocked up. He knocked it up over several months. I used to go down to his house for a cup of tea and say, oh, I got a new song or whatever. And I took him this song, 1,000 Umbrellas, one day, and we said, yeah, I'd love to do this with strings. And he bought a sequencer, which, if you don't know what a sequencer is, it's like a keyboard thing where you can type in and it remembers the combinations of notes that you play on a keyboard. And with the use of this sequencer, we typed in this string arrangement and changed it subtly, you know, like once a week over a couple of months, until we got to a certain point where it sounded really the right degree of floweriness and the right degree of grandiosement. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. The right amount of grandness is what I'm trying to say for the song. And then we took it, and Dave sat down with a very sharp pencil and wrote out all of this stuff that we put in the sequencer into manuscript, you know, literally a book of manuscript for the string section. And we got some string players, and they sat down, and after a couple of lookings at this score, they just sat and played it, and it was great. You know, great working with real instruments again. It's not synthesizers; it's real string players. God bless the violin player, the big fat violin player we had. She was lovely, but she kept getting up and knocking her microphone over and searching for food. But that's one of the delights with working with real strings. Yes, the last track on this side is called Season Cycle, and it's a bit naughty really, because I started writing this song. I was walking the dog in the place where I walk the dog, which is like it's now a public park, but it used to be somebody's private garden to a very nice mansion house, which I think was torn down by some American soldiers in the war in their lust for putting up pin-ups. You know, the mansion was eroded by pinholes. But the actual gardens to this place are gorgeous, and I took the dog for a walk in there. I was walking him around one day, and I was ankle deep in fallen leaves, and I was walking around, and I had this, you know, rhythm going in my head: walk, 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 walk. And I just started to hum and sing a song, and I dashed home, you know, really quickly, and started writing this idea out. And it was basically about who's in control of the never-ending cycle of seasons, going round and round and round, always in the same order, in the same way. And as I started to mess around with the arrangement at home on my little tape recorder, I really got into the mischievous thing of making it sound like the Beach Boys. I'd lay on one vocal, and I'd lay on a counterpoint vocal, and then a very high vocal in the background, very ooh, and then I had like extra tunes coming in, sung by whole masses of people in harmony, And then I started to write in words that, like Beach Boys words, like darling. I mean, what other band do you know that uses the word darling? And it got really mischievous because I started to actually write in things that the Beach Boys might have written in. And there's a little middle eight in there with an anvil in there, which is very Beach Boysy. Ba-boom, ding, ding, ba-boom, this little anvil. And it got really naughty, Well, the Dukes of Stratosphere were kind enough to lend us their guitars to do this album on, or else we wouldn't have been able to do it at all. So I thought I'd take a bit of Dukes of Stratosphere advice, and we'd do a Beach Boys track, so that's Season Cycle.
Season cycle moving round and round.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more of XTC and their LP Skylarking right after this.